everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. So back with you with another day wrap up. I've been just kind of just going through the day doing the stuff and then kind of just talking about what all we did throughout the day instead of doing intro and then doing the outro and stuff. Kind of just talking all through it and doing it all in ones. That's been kind of easier, and I've been kind of tired in the mornings and we've been just rolling on out, so it's kind of hard to get one. But today we started off the day kind of slow, no breakfast and stuff, and then just kind of headed on out, and then we went down the road to Roaring Fork, so that was a fun ride out there and beautiful. And then we started out kind of with a short little hike to look at one of the little cabins that was built. Howdy, how y'all?
All right, how about yourself?
Getting by. It was really, really pretty, really neat. I always enjoy to see how they're built and see how they're all put together. And some of them have like the dog trots through the center, or however they were built. And it was kind of chilly this morning, so it'd been nice to have a fire in some of the fireplaces in them. So there's some tough people living back then, going through what they went through. But it was beautiful to see the sights, and then we kind of just headed on down the road through.
John, if you want some change.
Just to see through the woods, and fingers crossed hoping we'd see a bear, but no luck, unfortunately. But still, it was beautiful. We still went out by getting to see all the woods and everything else. Only thing we really saw was trees and a crow that kept calling the whole time. But stopped at another little cabin and checked it out and looked at it. It was another pretty one to see how it was built. Unfortunately, we got slowed down to stop for a little while. Someone, I don't know what they done, but they run right off the trail, hit a big rock, and was just stuck. So we were stuck for a little while waiting on them to get by, but we finally got by. And I know when we finally got done through the trail and looking and seeing all the little waterways and stuff, how they ran, we were at a little kind of general store deal or trading post or whatever you want to call it at the end of the road, and someone was calling it in then, so Lord willing they got some help and got out of there, because that was awful. I know it has been bad you're in this beautiful scenic area, and then all of a sudden, boom, tragedy strikes. So that kind of stinks for sure. But at least you were in a beautiful spot, I guess. But that was a fun ride, beautiful place. So after that, we headed back into kind of town to chow down for a little while, and we went to the old mill restaurant. It was pretty good. To me, it was kind of like a Cracker Barrel on steroids. So it was just slightly a step up from it. It was really good, pretty in there. They kind of started it off with just little starters of corn chowder, some corn fritters, and a biscuit as well. And then they had some maple honey butter that was on the side with the biscuits. It was really good on them fritters too. We chowed down on that, and I ordered there country fried steak and with mashed potatoes, gravy, and green beans. That's what came with it, and it was really good. I hadn't had a country fried steak in a while, or I hadn't made any, and kind of wanted one. It was pretty good. It hit the spot there. I really did enjoy it. So after that, we headed on out, kind of into town, kind of to look around, shop around, and the good old Croc store was on the list of all of us, because we're pretty much all a Croc loving family, because they're easy on and off and wear good and fairly comfortable too. So that's where you're headed, and kind of looked around, see if we could find any deals. I think I may have been the only one that got something. I got a little pig and little fire little deals that stick in your Crocs. I was kind of looking for a wood as well, but all I found was a fire and pig, so that worked out pretty good since I love the pigs. So that was fun and funny. I'll probably put on my good old smoking Crocs if y'all seen them, the black ones with the kind of white in them that looks like smoke. So those are my dedicated smoking Crocs. So that's what they'll go on for there. And after that, we went on down to the lodge store. Again, my brother-in-law, he wanted to look, other brother-in-law, so he looked, and I didn't know we'd already looked, because we were looking in the hardware store. My brother-in-law was looking in there, and then we went on back down to the lodge store, and then I finally did pick up a piece. I got a number 10 skillet, which is like 12 something inches, so semi-big, pretty big enough. So that's what I got. It's a good looking skillet. It's a second as well. It's had the slightly defect or whatever, but I looked all over it and I couldn't see anything. It still looked really good to me. So that's what I got there. And then we all headed on out and went to Ogle Brothers. I think that's how you say it, OGLE. And it's kind of like a general store, so they got hats and t-shirts and all. Then they had a lot of seasonings and pickles and sauces and everything else that looked really good, and had a lot of samples and stuff in there. And of course, we love our samples, so we got to doing that. And they had a hot sauce. It was ghost pepper or something, so we all had to try it. And unfortunately, my dumb self, one kind of slipped and fell in the floor, so I had to kind of shimmy and clean up what I could get cleaned up for that. And then they had some apple cider as well. And my sister picked up the jug, and it was slightly open, and some of it dripped out on her and then the floor too. So we were trying to get out of there as quick as we can after all her shenanigans and foolishness. But funny, you can't take us nowhere, obviously. Then we went on to Black Rifle Coffee. I'd been kind of wanting to get some of their stuff for a while. I just finally was here and saw the store and pulled the trigger on some, and I ended up getting 2 coffees. One was the Murdered Out, so the extra dark roast. So we'll see how that turns out. It may be stout, and I'll be my hairs will be standing on end then after drinking it. So I've heard great reviews out of it. My sisters have said it was really good. So I'm interested to see it. And then they had a hazelnut and vanilla, and I just kind of flipped a coin for them, and vanilla won out. So that's what I went with it. And I also got a vanilla latte while I was in there as well. It's one of the little cooler coffee drink. So I got it, and it was good, but it was a stout too. It woke you up for sure. So it was good, fun store. I enjoyed it as well. And then the little ones with my brother-in-law and sister, they were getting kind of tired, so they came back to the cabin and rest for a while. But me and my sister and brother-in-law we stayed on out and drove around, looked kind of around, and driving, looking back roads and stuff. And then we ended up at Goats on a Roof right before we went and ate supper, and it's where you can got a kind of general store and stuff like that too, and they sell fudge and all, and cookies and all the other type of goodies and stuff too. And then they have goats out there that you can feed, so we went out there and fed them and pet them in a little bit. And that was a lot of fun. And they're kind of snooty little things. If you ain't got food, hey, they ain't they ain't gonna come to you. But it was funny. They'd get that food and just be like out of your hands eating it. It was funny, fun too. I enjoyed it, but I like animals anyway. But after we got done feeding the good old goats, we went away out to eat at Five Oaks Farm Table. It was really pretty restaurant on the inside and everything. Had some water features and stuff out front with water and stuff running. It was really pretty, and I went with pork loin, mashed potatoes, and it came with like a soup beforehand, like a potato soup. And let's see what else came. Oh, stewed apples or roasted apples or something, and then cornbread. And then I went with stuffed tomatoes, and that was the best thing, was the stuffed tomatoes. They were really good. They had like a buttery Ritz cracker, Parmesan cheese, cornbready top mix that was stuffed in them. They were really good, and the tomatoes were seasoned up really good. The skin was off of them, so that made them super tender, and that soaked up all the juices and stuff. And they had like a slight Italian taste to them. They were really good. The cornbread was great texture, but too sweet for me. But a good chunk of butter on them, it helped to get them down a lot better. The apples weren't as good as the orchard, and they left the skin on them as well, and they were kind of tough, so I didn't enjoy them that much. And then the pork loin, they'd cooked it too much, so it was over. And it had kind of good flavor, but it could have had more flavor to it. And they seemed like they cooked it with dirty smoke as well, because it was on the smoke menu, because it had that kind of bittery smoke taste to it, and kind of one that sticks with you for a while and gives you heartburn. It seemed like that, so I wasn't too impressed with it. And also they had potato salad as well. It had great taste to it, just that old-fashioned kind of mayonnaise, slightly tangy mustard with the pickles and onions in it, which was great flavor, but the potatoes weren't done, so they still had kind of a bite to them, and you want your potatoes to be slightly softer, than still got a little bite to them. So I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping for better. So, but it's the way it goes. You gotta just have to try out and go from there and see what you get. But it was still fun to try out. A beautiful restaurant. And then after that, we decided to kind of work off what we ate, and went to Ripley's old McDonald farm mini golf. So that was fun. We've been playing quite a bit of mini golf. We went to Crave and Fantasy as well, and now we went to Ripley's old McDonald. And I'd say, to me, it's been the most fun and kind of nicest course. And they actually have 3 courses. It's a pretty good deal. You can get play all 3 courses for like 17 bucks. And if you don't play it all in one day, you can come back the next day to play, or you can come back within a year to play. So that's a pretty good deal. It was a lot of fun. And they had like a chicken, a pig, and a cow course, and we went with the pig course first, and it was fun, cute, and then it had some flying pigs on it as well, which I enjoyed. So it was fun. And there's something about my brother-in-law on the last hole, 18, boom, he hole-in-ones again, wins a free round. So that was funny and fun. And then after that, we ended off the day. We're going to I think of the name of it, Cruise Farm Ice Cream. I think that's what it was. Let's see, Cruze. I guess that would be Cruise. That's the way I'd say it. We went there and kind of ended off the day, so it was fun, sweet treat. And I went with a caramel sundae, and then they had some coffee milk. I'd heard of it before, but never seen it. I grabbed some to try, and it was really good. It was just a nice, rich, creamy milk with a light coffee flavor that was touch sweet. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And then the caramel sundae was really good. And then the caramel wasn't like that sweet caramel. It was like a rich with a slight salty caramel, kind of like a dulce de leche, I guess, kind of caramel feel to it. Oh, it was really good. So it was a nice, fun way to end out the day. So fun, busy day, and one more day tomorrow before we roll on out again home. So it kind of started out a little slow, and then all of a sudden it sped up like crazy, and now it's already done. So it's wild to think about, but it's been a great time, blessing for sure, with family. So I've been blessed and enjoy getting to do it. So being with them and seeing beautiful nature as well. So always a blessing. So hope y'all enjoyed this kind of vlog talk through day, and we'll have one more tomorrow to share with y'all. I'm not sure if I'll do a wrap up video of going on home, because it'll probably be not that much excitement, but I might film if something crazy happens. But we'll see. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and y'all like, share, and subscribe if you want to, if you haven't already. And when you do, you're welcomed on in to the Head to Tail family, and we'll love you and welcome on in. So thank y'all again, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.